But he basically said that, and because I found this meaningful. He said, TERFs look at women the way that black people look at blackface. They feel as if they're being impersonated effectively. And when I heard that, I was like, yes, kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, I find it insulting that we're living in a period of time where people tell me, a biological woman with biological female anatomy, things that operate as a woman should. You know, I have many of the fun processes that they kind of suck, let's be real. But I've got them. They happen. Sarah does too. Do you, Sarah? Yes.
I do.
You've had 2 children, so you would hope so.
Yes.
But
quite familiar with that process.
then you see people who basically denigrate that, or who dismiss it, or who act like it's something that everybody can do. And I just think it's just so insulting and dehumanizing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, you're being minimized into nothing unique. And,
No.
It's
like an every person thing. And you just go, what?
And I know that you and we may differ on this aspect of it, but my belief is that God created us to be unique individuals. We are uniquely made to birth babies, to do certain things that men just cannot do. That was why
the Lord.
Yeah, no, thank us. So you're welcome. and you can thank God too. But you're welcome for birthing those babies.
No, I'm thankful that, contrary to Sydney's worldview, I'm thankful that God made you that
You
way to
can thank
do
the
that.
spaghetti monster, okay?
Yeah.
You can thank my marinara sauce man.
There you go.
But I mean, you're supposed to completely discount that.
Yeah.
And by the way, allow men to run right over you when it comes to sports and scholarships and everything like that. It's really offensive.
So first of all, Dave Chappelle's a nice guy. All right, for what that's worth, he's a nice guy.
He seems like he is.
Nobody he's a good guy. He's a good man. He's a good guy. He's a funny guy. Nobody in that audience is canceling him. Nobody in that live audience. It's the online audience, right? It's the people from a distance. It's the people from behind a screen that are going to do it, because that's what we're facing. It's not the people who are actually interacting with you that are canceling you. You heard the applause, right?
Yeah.
So I use the Caitlyn Jenner example all the time too. And to me, it's the ultimate insult to women to give him Woman of the Year. So what, he got tits, right? He went out and he got a set of boobs. He bought those. You and I saw Caitlyn a few weeks ago, right? He walks like walks like a man, walks like a dude, because he's a man.
We said, hi, Caitlyn. He goes, hey.
I mean, it's so because you went out and had boobs surgically implanted, and you were bold enough to put on a dress and paint your nails and say that you are now a woman, you were deemed Woman of the Year. That to me is the ultimate objectification and the sexualization of a female, because that means you're nothing more than a makeover and tits.
Yeah.
Okay, so he got the body. Didn't change his biology. As far as I know, still has a phallus. So nothing's changed in that regard. But you're going to name him Woman of the Year. So I agree with this whole thing. Like, back to your children, you know, how you teach your children. I try to accept people how they are. I want to approach them accordingly. I'm not judgmental. I've taught my children the same way. They see somebody and they're like, what do you think? And I'm like, look, just accept people how they are. Doesn't affect your life, okay? The issue that we all have is in this situation where if I disagree with you on something, now you're going to come at me, you're going to attempt to cancel me, and you're going because I'm not willing to let you shove your worldview down my throat. I'm not going to embrace your pronouns. I'm not going to change my language. I'm not going to apologize for the words that I use. I'm not going to do that because you're wanting to cram something down my throat. That's when I have a problem. You be you. I don't care how you are. You be you. I'm not going to judge you for being you, but I get a little bit touchy whenever you keep trying to do things to me based on the way that you perceive I'm approaching you. So with this thing with Dave, and let me say this as well. Historically speaking, at least through the 20th century and up till now, the pulpit and the comedy stage were the last real bastions of free speech, okay? Ministers could get up there and they could speak what they believed to be the truth in their convictions, and they weren't persecuted for it. But the comedy stage was something different because you could get up there and you could talk about the things that made people uncomfortable. You could offend people. It didn't matter if you were gay, straight, white, black, fat, skinny, trans, whatever you were. You made fun of yourself, but you made fun of culture. Guys like George Carlin and Lenny Bruce went to jail for making the jokes that were considered offensive of the day. They actually sacrificed so that we could have free speech in comedy. That's what effectually, so what you said is like, you don't care about Dave Chappelle. And I get that as a person.
As
so
a person,
what?
no, it's the celebrity
and I know what you're
thing,
saying.
but it's the fact that, I mean, this person is actually saying what needs to be said, then that's why I go, all right, I'm listening.
And offending his own people, so to
and I
speak,
respect Dave for at least willing to take on those issues, right? Who just says, I just can't deal with this, right? Versus a Jerry Seinfeld who's apologizing for the fucking Bee movie, right? Because a bee had a sexual relationship or attraction with a woman. And he's like, oh, this isn't a show for kids. What? Did the bee? I mean, I've been stung by bees. It never felt like intercourse to me. What are you apologizing for? And then apologize for the body of Seinfeld, the parts that were actually funny. Like, that bugs me. As a comedian, you had the ability to say and defend free speech, and now you're apologizing for it? I have no respect for that, but I got a lot of respect for Dave.